We live in a world saturated with technology. Smartphones connect us instantly. Computers process information at lightning speed. Our homes are filled with smart devices, from refrigerators to thermostats. This technological symphony relies on a silent hero, the semiconductor. Imagine a world without this tiny marvel. No more instant communication, no more complex computations. Our lives would be drastically different, almost unrecognizable compared to the digital age we take for granted. This essay explores that very scenario, a world without semiconductors. It's a journey back in time, a glimpse into a reality stripped of the technological wonders we often overlook. But before we delve into this alternate reality, let's first understand what semiconductors are and why they are so crucial to our modern world. Semiconductors are materials with unique electrical properties. They are the unsung heroes of our modern world, quietly enabling the technology we rely on every day. They are not quite conductors like copper, which allows electricity to flow freely, nor are they insulators like rubber, which blocks the flow of electricity entirely. Instead, they exist in a fascinating in-between state, able to control the flow of electricity under specific conditions. This ability to switch between conducting and insulating states is what makes semiconductors so versatile and essential. This unique characteristic makes them ideal for creating transistors, the building blocks of modern electronics. Transistors are tiny switches that can turn on and off, controlling the flow of electrical current with precision. Think of a transistor as a tiny gate that can switch on and off the flow of electricity. When billions of these transistors are combined on a single chip, they form a microprocessor. A microprocessor is essentially the brain of your computer, smartphone, and countless other devices. It processes information, performs calculations, and executes instructions, making it possible for these devices to function. These microchips are the heart of the digital revolution, enabling the processing power and data storage that define our technological age. They are found in everything from the smallest gadgets to the largest data centers, driving innovation and progress. Without semiconductors, our world would be devoid of these electronic marvels. The interconnected web of devices and systems that we depend on would simply not exist. We wouldn't have computers, smartphones, or the internet. Our means of communication would be limited to landline phones and face-to-face interactions. Our lives would be simpler perhaps, but also significantly limited in terms of communication, information access, and even basic conveniences we now take for granted. Imagine a world without instant messaging, online shopping, or digital entertainment. The impact of semiconductors extends far beyond just technology. They have transformed the way we live, work, and connect with each other. Even in the automotive industry, semiconductors play a crucial role. Modern cars are equipped with advanced electronics that control everything from engine performance to navigation systems. Electric vehicles in particular rely heavily on semiconductor technology to manage battery power and ensure efficient operation. In the field of medicine, semiconductors are at the heart of life-saving devices and diagnostic tools. From MRI scanners to wearable health monitors, these tiny components enable precise and reliable medical technology. Our homes are becoming smarter too, thanks to semiconductors. Voice-activated assistants, automated lighting, and smart thermostats are just a few examples of how these tiny brains are making our living spaces more convenient and energy efficient. Even our ability to navigate the world has been revolutionized by semiconductors. GPS technology, which relies on satellites and complex algorithms, allows us to find our way with pinpoint accuracy, whether we're driving across town or exploring a new country. As we look to the future, the potential of semiconductors seems limitless. Researchers are constantly pushing the boundaries, developing new materials and techniques to make these tiny components even more powerful and efficient. The next generation of semiconductors could lead to breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and beyond. So, the next time you use your smartphone, drive your car, or even adjust your thermostat, take a moment to appreciate the tiny brains powering our world. These remarkable semiconductors are the foundation of our digital age, enabling the incredible technology that shapes our lives every day. In a world without semiconductors, our beloved gadgets would vanish. Imagine waking up one day to find that all the devices you rely on have simply disappeared. No more smartphones to check your messages, no more tablets to read the news, and no more laptops to start your workday. The digital world as we know it would be gone in an instant. Smartphones, those pocket-sized computers we rely on for everything from communication to navigation, would be reduced to plastic and metal relics. These once indispensable tools would become nothing more than curious artifacts of a bygone era. We would have to revert to using landlines and payphones, if we could even find them, to stay in touch with each other. Laptops and tablets would disappear, taking with them our ability to work remotely, connect with loved ones across distances, and access a world of information at our fingertips. The convenience of video calls and instant messaging would be replaced by the slow and cumbersome process of writing letters and waiting days, if not weeks, for a response. The global village would shrink back to a local community. Televisions would revert to bulky boxes with limited channels, their flat screens and streaming capabilities a distant memory. The era of binge-watching your favorite shows on demand would be over. Instead, we would gather around to watch whatever happened to be on, with no pause or rewind options. The shared experience of watching live TV would make a comeback, but at the cost of our personalized viewing habits. Gaming consoles would become obsolete, their complex graphics and immersive experiences replaced by simple board games and outdoor activities. The thrill of exploring virtual worlds and competing in online multiplayer games would be replaced by the tactile joy of rolling dice and moving pieces on a board. While some might find this a refreshing change, others would miss the endless possibilities offered by digital gaming. The digital entertainment that consumes so much of our leisure time would simply cease to exist. Movie theaters would struggle to show films without digital projectors, and streaming services would be a thing of the past. We would turn to books, radio, and live performances for our entertainment, rediscovering the charm of these older forms of media. The convenience of online shopping, banking, and even ordering food would disappear. We would have to visit physical stores to buy our groceries, stand in line at the bank to manage our finances, and call restaurants directly to place our orders. The instant gratification of clicking a button and having something delivered to our door would be replaced by the patience and effort required to do things in person. We would return to a world of physical stores, paper checks, and face-to-face interactions for even the simplest transactions. The hustle and bustle of crowded shopping centers would become a regular part of our lives again. Business deals would be sealed with a handshake rather than a digital signature, and the personal touch would return to our daily interactions. While some might welcome this return to a simpler time, the loss of efficiency and accessibility would be undeniable. The speed and ease with which we currently accomplish tasks would be replaced by slower, more labor-intensive methods. We would have to adapt to a new way of living, one that values patience and effort over instant results. The transition would be challenging, but it might also offer us a chance to reconnect with the world in a more meaningful way. The economic impact of a world without semiconductors would be profound. These tiny chips are the backbone of modern technology, embedded in everything from smartphones to cars and even household appliances. Without them, the very fabric of our daily lives would be disrupted. Automation driven by sophisticated computer systems would grind to a halt. Factories that once hummed with the efficiency of robotic arms and automated conveyor belts would fall silent. Workers would have to step in to fill the void, operating machinery manually, which is not only slower but also more prone to errors. Factories would revert to manual labor, production would slow down, and the cost of goods would skyrocket. The precision and speed of automated systems cannot be matched by human hands, leading to a significant drop in productivity. This inefficiency would drive up the cost of manufacturing, which would in turn be passed on to consumers. The global supply chain, intricately linked by computer networks and logistics software, would collapse, leading to shortages and economic instability. The seamless coordination of shipping, inventory management, and delivery schedules would be impossible without the digital infrastructure we currently rely on. This would result in empty shelves in stores, delayed shipments, and a general sense of chaos in the market. Industries that rely heavily on technology, such as finance, telecommunications, and software development, would be decimated. The stock market, which depends on high-speed trading algorithms, would face unprecedented challenges. Telecommunications networks would struggle to maintain connectivity, and software development would come to a standstill without the necessary hardware to run complex programs. Jobs would disappear, and the global economy would experience a massive downturn. The ripple effects of this technological void would be felt across all sectors, leading to widespread unemployment. Urban business districts, once bustling with activity, would become ghost towns as companies shut down or scaled back operations. The interconnectedness that characterizes our current economic system would unravel, leaving behind a fragmented and less efficient marketplace. International trade would suffer as countries struggled to adapt to the new reality. The global economy, once a well-oiled machine, would become a patchwork of isolated markets, each grappling with its own set of challenges. The service sector, while less reliant on complex machinery, would also feel the impact. Restaurants, retail stores, and other service-oriented businesses would struggle to maintain operations without the digital tools they have come to depend on. Reservation systems, inventory management, and customer databases are all powered by semiconductors. Without computers, point-of-sale systems, and online platforms, businesses would struggle to operate efficiently. Transactions would have to be recorded manually, increasing the likelihood of errors and fraud. Business owners would find themselves buried in paperwork, trying to keep track of sales, inventory, and customer information without the aid of digital systems. Customer service would become more time-consuming and personalized, potentially leading to higher costs and longer wait times. The convenience of automated customer service systems, such as chatbots and online help desks, would be lost. Customers would have to wait in long lines to speak with representatives, leading to frustration and decreased satisfaction. The overall efficiency of businesses would plummet, and the cost of providing personalized service would rise, further straining the already fragile economy. The medical field has been revolutionized by semiconductor technology. Advanced imaging techniques like MRI and CT scans rely on sophisticated computer processing. Surgical robots allow for minimally invasive procedures with greater precision. Pacemakers and other implantable devices use microchips to regulate vital functions. Without semiconductors, these life-saving technologies would vanish. Diagnosing and treating diseases would become more challenging, relying on older, less accurate methods. Surgeries would be more invasive and carry greater risks. Patients with chronic conditions would face a decline in their quality of life. Medical research would also suffer a significant setback. The analysis of vast data sets, crucial for developing new drugs and treatments, would be impossible without powerful computers. The pace of medical innovation would slow down, potentially costing lives and prolonging suffering. Science thrives on data analysis and complex simulations, both of which require immense computing power provided by semiconductors. Without it, scientific progress would experience a significant slowdown. Research in fields like astrophysics, genomics, and climate science would be severely hampered. The large-scale collaborations and data sharing that characterize modern science would become extremely difficult, if not impossible. The development of new technologies would also be stifled. The iterative process of designing, testing, and refining innovations relies heavily on computer modeling and simulation. Without these tools, progress in fields like renewable energy, materials science, and artificial intelligence would grind to a halt. The impact on education would be equally profound. Students would lack access to the vast resources and online learning platforms that have become integral to modern education. Scientific literacy would likely decline, as would the pipeline of future scientists and engineers.